Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It's a little bit windy out today, and I decided to come out on my porch. So I'm just going to make sure that we are actually live. Feels like forever since I've done a live broadcast, and it's only been a week. So let me just double check here. Excellent. Okay, so today I am talking about hanging on to stuff that no longer serves you and the power of letting go. In my own life right now, I'm doing a huge inventory of things that I need to stop doing. And this started with just really looking at what things in my life are bringing me joy, what things am I hiding behind, what things no longer serve me, what have I outgrown? Hey, Becky, what do I want to stop doing? And we often think of letting go like it's this big, monumental thing, and it doesn't have to be. But when we're holding on to things that aren't serving us anymore, it can keep us stuck. So for the purpose of this live stream, I'm going to be talking about specifically in regards to weight loss. So we're going to talk about beliefs, things you can kind of let go of, which is what I'm talking about. So I'm losing my train of thought this morning. I need another cup of coffee. So when it comes to weight loss, one of the things that I see women hanging on to, so you know what? I'm all over the place today. This is what happens in summer. I get out of my groove. If you've never watched one of my live streams, my name's Lisa Carpenter. I'm a transformational life and nutrition coach, and I help women live, work, and lead from a healthier emotional place, whether that's in relationship with their body, their business, or how they're showing up in their home life. And I run online programs specifically around weight loss and emotional eating. So I do a lot of live streaming around those topics. But in the spirit of learning to let go, I'm going to be letting go of that being the only platform that I stand on. So I'm going to be talking about a much broader message because that's really what I'm about. And one of the things that I've been holding on to is if I start talking about that broader message, people are going to get confused about who I am and what I do. And that for me is something that I have to start to let go of because I actually think that everybody here needs to hear the bigger message of what I have to say. Perfectly. Perfect, Becky. So it's hard sometimes to let go of things because we are so attached to what they mean to us, whether it's our weight, a trinket we've got on our shelf, a belief that we have about ourselves. We hang on to them so tightly because there's a part of us that is terrified about what will happen if I let this go. What will happen if I stop teaching my nutrition programs live, because I've been teaching them live twice a year now over the past 2 years. And I am very seriously considering having this fall be the last time that I teach this course live, which is my Eat course. Hi, Julie. It doesn't mean that the program won't still be available. It will be. But I may take a break from actually teaching it live. And that's really scary for me because I love teaching it live. And I also know that I'm wanting to step into a bigger container. So it means I have to be willing to put that down. And it's scary. And we make these things that we're holding on to, like I said, they mean something. So often your weight, so if you're struggling with weight loss, often one of the things that my clients don't even realize is that they're holding on to their weight for a reason. So they talk about how they don't want to have this extra weight that they're carrying around, but that weight actually serves a purpose to them. It may be about safety, security, love, belonging. There's a whole host of underlying beliefs as to why you're struggling to lose weight. Because there's a subconscious part of you that holds on to that weight for a certain reason. So learning to dig into the beliefs as to why you're holding on to your weight, what it represents to you, and then starting to change those beliefs and letting go of the need to actually be holding on to your weight. So I know it sounds counterintuitive, right? Like, but I want to lose weight, Lisa. Why would I'm not trying to hold on to weight. And I would challenge you and say that you are. And unless you're willing to start to let go of weight being the thing that's keeping you stuck and start leaning into the mindset, the beliefs that you have underneath it, you're going to continue to stay stuck. This is why people bounce from food program to food program to food program, because they're looking for the answer. And the answer is never really about the food you eat. It's about the beliefs that you have that are driving your behaviors. So nothing frustrates me more. Well, there's a lot of things that frustrates me, but one of the things that frustrates me the most is I watch highly successful people and they keep moving from food plan to food plan to food plan because they don't actually want to dig in and take responsibility for what they need to be doing in terms of the relationship that they're having with food and their bodies. So I can't force anybody to do this work, but I know that without doing this work, people will continue to struggle with food in their bodies. Like, that's just the bottom line. And I can't make people do that work. And I'm no longer willing to fight people on this, if that makes sense. So where else can you let go? Right now, I've been going through my house and simplifying. Simplify and ease are really big themes in my world right now. I'm just feeling this like shedding of my skin. And I think in part it is because, my team is working with me on creating this bigger vision and brand. So wanting to step into that. And I think part of it is just seeing that there's been so many things in my life that I've used to hide behind. So I've never struggled with issues around my weight. I, like every other woman, have had to go through a journey around my relationship with my body and food. But I've always really held on to a lot of stuff. Stuff meant something to me. Stuff was like my safety. So even when I was young, my bedroom was a disaster. Like, my parents learned to just shut the door because they couldn't take it. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that stuff really represented this safety. So I was like a hamster. The more stuff I had, the safer that I became. My mess was like my den or my cocoon. And as I've gotten older, and of course, the universe connected me with a partner who is clutter-free. We would have nothing in this house if it was up to him. So we've both learned how to navigate each other's needs. But I've really learned that hanging on to stuff doesn't actually make me feel safe or secure. It creates more chaos in my life. So I've been really focusing on getting into my closet, getting rid of things that I don't really love. So every day, I kid you not, I go into my closet, I pick one thing that I really don't like, that I haven't worn in a long time, and I put it on a table in the hallway. And I know this sounds, it's baby stepping my way to decluttering, because if I just were to take everything and throw it out, chances are I'm going to put myself into this like boomerang state, right? Where I'm like, why did I throw everything out? Which then means that I'll start kind of hanging on to things again, right? Because we get into that pattern of, I threw that out. Why did I throw that out? I really wanted it still. So I do mine transitionally. So I take things out of the closet. I let it sit for a couple weeks until I know that I'm really okay with making peace of letting it go. So I'm doing this not only in my closet, I'm getting rid of books. I'm getting rid of things in my house that don't really bring me joy. My co-host on my podcast, Lisa Sharp, talked about this a lot, like finding things that only bring you joy. But it's really because this whole feeling of letting go is happening in my life right now. Letting go of the stuff is part of it for me. I was talking to a client the other day who her body is really starting to rapidly change now. We spent over 10 months doing mindset work with her. And now she's really stepped into what she needs to do in regards to her food, and her body is starting to rapidly change. And she's realizing that she's got a lot of clothes in her closet that she's had and has been wearing to kind of try and hide her body. And she doesn't want to hide her body anymore because she knows that perpetuates this mindset that her body isn't good enough. She wants to celebrate where it's at right now. So she's not waiting for when she drops the weight, but she is getting rid of the things that makes her feel like she's hiding. So she's really practicing celebrating her body as it is right now. So I want to challenge all of you. What can you go into your closet and get rid of? What clothes are no longer serving you? If you want to be losing weight, why are you hanging on to clothes that are too big for you? And I would say the same thing, like get rid of the clothes that are too small for you. Lose the weight and get yourself some new clothes. Stuff that you really love, as opposed to just hanging on to things because they're smaller and you think that they hold a certain amount of value. Quite often, that's not inspiring at all, unless it's an outfit you really, really love. It would be better for you to lose the weight and then go out and buy yourself something and really get something that you feel amazing in, that celebrates your work and your achievement, as opposed to just something that's been left over in your closet that you've been wanting to wear again for years. So where can you purge in your life? Where can you let go? Because when we let go of things, we open up our energetic container for the universe to give us more, for us to receive more. So typically when I purge, I end up getting more clients. I end up getting more opportunities. Things just start to show up when I release the things that aren't serving me. So this was going to be a short live stream. I kind of went off on a whole bunch of different tangents, but I really want you guys to look at where in your life you're holding on to stuff that really isn't serving you, whether it's physical things, whether it's thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, even look at the people in your life. Like, who's in your life that you really don't enjoy spending time with? And are you hanging on to that relationship out of obligation? And how would it feel to let go? It doesn't mean that you never have to see them again or you just like cut them out of your life. But you get to decide the energetic container and boundaries you want to put around the relationships in your life. So if somebody is sucking your energy, maybe it's time to let that relationship go and put new boundaries around it. So one of the things that I will be continuing to let go of is the I should be doing this. So during the months of July and August, my kids are off school. It's a slower pace. The weather is beautiful here in BC. And I really let go of doing a ton of extra work. I'm not on social media a lot because life is not happening behind our screens. It's happening out here in the real world. So I spend a lot more time outside. I spend a lot more time playing. I spend a lot of time in this creative state where I'm writing and dreaming and journaling and connecting with people, because when the fall comes, that's when I really hunker down and things start to happen. So I don't know how much I'll be live streaming over the next month. I usually live stream every Monday, but I'm giving myself full permission to let that be whatever it's going to be over the summer months. I've got a couple weeks off in August as well. So stay tuned. I will be sharing the discomforts of my growth and expansion as I move forward. And it's funny because for you guys, you're probably all sitting back going, of course, it's time for this, Lisa. And for me, it even though the one-to-one work I've been doing with people has far surpassed the amount of work that I do in group setting, it still feels very vulnerable for me to step out from behind, well, this is what I teach, this is my widget, and really just, like, it's just me. Like, my coaching is about me and what I bring to the table for my clients and how I serve them and the type of people that I serve. So it feels, it still feels a little bit raw and vulnerable for me. But during my recent trip to Florida, I was reminded of just how powerful my work is and the work that I need to continue to be doing and how I need to continue to show up in the world and spread my message. It really is like about the whole person. It's not just about the food you eat. It's about the thoughts you think, the beliefs you have. Like I said, how you're leading in your life, how you're living, how you're showing up in your relationships, how you're showing up in your relationship with your body, other people, your family, your kids as a parent. It's different for everybody. Hello, Yvonne. It's different for everybody, but I am going to be talking about that message more. So it just feels kind of awkward and uncomfortable right now, and I'm letting it be that way because that's what my coaching is all about, is feeling the feels, letting it be uncomfortable, learning to let go, learning to surrender, not trying to swim upstream all the time, and trusting that the universe always has my back, which it does. And I've been given like very, very powerful reminders of that. So Stay tuned. Anyways, it is Monday. It is 9:45. I am on Jake duty all day today. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with him, but we are going to go out and have some sort of adventure because he's only going to be little for a short amount of time. And my 15 and 17-year-old remind me every day that they have their own lives now. They still love hanging out with us, but it's definitely different. They've got their own groove going on. It's not the same as a 6-year-old who really still will give you their full attention pretty much. So I'm going to go and enjoy that. Becky, if you're still on, I will see you next weekend. I've had the pleasure of connecting with so many of my clients that I've met from around the globe in person lately, and it really fills my heart, and I want to be doing more of that as well. So I'm looking at how I can step into more in-person meetups with people too. So you guys have a fantastic day. Hopefully there was something in this long-winded message about letting go that will serve you, that will give you something to think about. And I'd love to hear what you're committing to let go of this week, whether it's clutter, whether it's a belief, whether it's a relationship you don't need anymore. But what are you going to be? I know I need to come to the UK. What do you really need to start letting go of? What have you been avoiding that you really need to start letting go of that's going to open up space for the universe to really start to deliver the things that you want to have happen in your life? So on that note, I'm going to go throw on some more sunscreen, pop on my shades, and get out and enjoy my life. So much love to you guys, and I will talk to everybody soon. Bye.